Hi everyone, welcome back to Sashay Away with Barry. So I don't know where it's at, over here. I told you yesterday that everything is backwards on my screen, but here we are. I just put this new screensaver up on my green screen, so I'm gonna be playing with it all the time. This is Sashay Away with Barry. For those of you who don't know, this is my recap show, and today I'm going to be recapping Canada's Drag Race episode 3 of season 1. But first, I got some drag news that we need to go over. Get it out of the way. I'm going to start with my social medias. You can follow me on Instagram at Sashay Away with Barry, just like it's spelled on the screen. I am there. We do a weekly toot and boot of all the looks. Usually the night the episode airs, sometimes the next morning, but it's there for 24 hours. So if you follow me on Instagram, you can be a part of the Toot and Boot, which we will be going through today for Drag Race Canada. Hopefully. I believe we are, yes. But I did not load the pictures. There they are. So we'll be ready for that when we get to the runway. But so you can follow me on Instagram. I do have a Facebook page as well. It is called RuPaul's Drag Race Sashay Away with Barry. And all of my information is posted on there. But guess what? I have a website too, which is just sashayawaywithbarry.com, and you can be a part of it. Go there. There's all different kinds of pages. When you go to the website, at the top, there's a listing of all the pages. One of them is Fantasy League. You probably don't care about that, but I run a Fantasy League for every season. We're not doing Canada, sorry. We're just finished up All Stars. So we didn't want to start another one. But if you want to take a look at it, it's not going to mean anything to you, but it's all the people that are playing in the All-Stars Fantasy League and where they stand. I haven't updated the points yet because we wait for the Toots and Boots to come out. And that's when that information is done. But there's an international page, which is where the Canada stuff is posted. There is a regular Drag Race page, which is where the seasons are posted. And there's an All-Star page, which is where the All-Star seasons are. I just started this like a year ago, so not all the seasons are on there. I'm actually going to be going back and rewatching, and so there will be more added to them coming up, but they are not there right now. But I am, once all of this drag race is over, once we finish Canada, I'm going to go back and start with the very first season, season 1, and go through them, hopefully in chronological order, if I can. And so that's where we're going to go from. First, going to talk about Chi Chi DeVayne. Those of you who don't know, she was on season 8, I believe. I'm not sure. That may be a lie. She was on a past season, and then she was on All Stars 3. I think it was 8, and then All Stars 3. And she's been hospitalized with kidney failure, and she needs your help. So if you can help her out, you can go to her Instagram page or website, and there's information on how to help her out with medical bills. She is, I believe, still in the hospital, so she needs help with that. We also want to send out some love to the family of Lady Red Couture. Those of you who don't know who that is, she is the co-host on Hey Queen with Johnny McGovern. I believe she's a trans woman. If not, she's a drag queen regardless. But she passed away yesterday morning. She's been in the hospital for a week, and they thought she was getting better and was going to be moved out of the ICU, but she passed away. She had some kind of seizure and passed away yesterday morning. So that is very sad news. There's also a GoFundMe page for her and her family to cover medical expenses and funeral arrangements. So if you are so inclined, you can go find that information. If you go to the Hey Queen Instagram, all the information is on there. And that is the way that you can help out. Next on my list is we have a Drag Race All-Star winner, and that's Shea Coulee. If you didn't watch my last video of the recap, which was a very quick video, right after the episode, Shea Coulee did win All-Stars 5. She is now in the Hall of Fame, hanging alongside her sisters. Alexis Mateo got a little bit of vindication, I will say that. I'm a huge Alexis Mateo fan, so I believed her the whole time. India apparently was, making up some stories. She didn't fully admit to that, but it does seem like Alexis got a little bit of indication. They did apologize and hug. I don't know if that's really sincere or not, but India did. I'm not going to say she made it up, but she exaggerated it. It was not what she said. She said they were campaigning. That wasn't at all what happened. Alexis literally asked her. Mayhem wasn't even part of it. All she did was say, yeah, I voted for Shay. And that was it. So there you go. So Alexis Mateo, I send you all kinds of love. And I am a huge, huge fan of Alexis Mateo. I am going to toast her with my cocktail. I hope you all have a cocktail. I'll be drinking all episode. And so I hope you have one as well. Next, I'm going to talk about Sasha Velour, who is the queen that is on my shirt. This is her newest shirt. The money went to a charity. I don't remember what it was, but all the proceeds went to a charity. It happened right at the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic. And so I wanted to support her, and I love Sasha Velour. I wanted to support the charities that she supports. But big news came out that they are doing a 5-year anniversary nightgowns that is happening on August 9th. Everyone needs to watch this. I've been to nightgowns multiple times. It is really, really one of the best shows that I've ever been to. Sasha Velour is a genius when putting it together. These are going to be all past performances that have been recorded. I don't believe there's anything new happening, but I could be wrong. Sasha probably did a new video for it. And maybe her core performers. But there's going to be all kinds of performances from Drag Race queens, from Brooklyn queens, from queens around the country. And it is not to be missed. So go to Sasha Velour's Instagram or the Nightgowns Instagram and get information on where you can watch that. It is free. They are asking for donations again. It is going to go to another charity, but it is free to watch. So just go and watch it. I highly recommend it. You will not be disappointed. It's going to be a fantastic show. My friend Lady Quesadilla will be one of the performers, so I'm very excited about that. Season 13. Rumor has it has started filming a week ago. I think July 11th is the rumor. I don't really follow rumors, so I don't really know, but that is the word on the street. People have informed me that it has started filming July 11th. Great. I'm excited for it. I will say there are rumors about who's in the cast based on who stopped using their social medias. I would like to say that one of them is completely wrong because they predicted that Lady Red Couture was going to be there because she stopped on her social medias, but she was actually in the hospital, unconscious. So way to go, spoilers. You screwed that one up. And now she's no longer with us. So I don't think you'll be seeing her on season 13. But I look forward to seeing all the queens on season 13 whenever Drag Race comes back. It will probably be delayed into next year sometime. Usually they're in February. It might be pushed back a month or so because I believe they are a month behind in filming. It just depends how quickly they can get it edited. If there's no All-Stars this season, maybe they'll get it done in time. Let's hope so, because we don't need another All-Stars for at least a year. Let's take a break. Get back to the UK and finish season 2 of UK. That's my preference for that. It was also kind of announced on social medias today that there's a Dutch version of Drag Race coming out that RuPaul will not be hosting. It is going to be called Drag Race Holland. I don't know if it'll be in English, honestly, because I have a friend that actually lives in Holland and she does speak English, but I don't think the majority of the country is required to learn English. So I don't know that it'll be in English, but I will still watch it because I watch Drag Race Thailand with subtitles and it is still one of my favorites to watch. So that's that. If you are watching me on YouTube, you're enjoying this beautiful background that I have. If you're not, you're listening to me on a podcast. I do it on YouTube. You can find me there. All you have to do is search Sashay Away with Barry. It will come up, or you can find me on YouTube at my username, which is bhbrown13. If you are watching and would rather listen to it as a podcast, go to wherever you listen to podcasts and just type in Sashay Away with Barry, and it should come up, or put it in your Google search, Sashay Away with Barry, whatever internet you use. It doesn't have to be Google. That's just kind of the standard. Type in Sashay Away with Barry. It should come up on all platforms. If you go to my website, which is sashaywaywithberry.com. They are all, there's little widgets at the top, and they are all, there's 4 of them there. There's actually 8 places you can listen to it, but I put the 4 most popular up there, which are Apple Podcast, Google Play, Spotify, and Anchor. So you can find them all there. But let's get into Drag Race Canada. Let me take a drink first. This was season 3, and the title of the episode was Single Use Queens. For those of you who don't know what that means, it was a recycling challenge. And so we start off with saying goodbye to Anastasia Anakwe, who did not write a mirror message. I listened to the podcast with Jeffrey Boyer Chapman doing the official Canada's podcast, I guess. He has a guest on there every week, and then at the end he talks to the eliminated queens as well. And she said that she had never watched an episode of Drag Race before she was cast on the show. Since being on the show, she has watched it, so she didn't know that doing the mirror message was kind of a requirement, but she didn't care. She just didn't do one, and that's all there is to it. I say props to her. You don't have to. You want to do one? Don't do one. Good for you. Kind of a trendsetter. She didn't make one. So there's no mirror to clean. But then we get to the next day, and Stacey McKenzie comes in, and I just have to say that I loved her outfit. I thought I've been learning to like her more. Her voice is so weird that I wasn't fully on board. This outfit that she wore is lovely. I would wear this. It's a little shift dress with some boots. It was so cute, and made me love her more. What also made me love her more is she brought in not 1, not 2, not 3, but 10 pit crew members. And they are all very, very handsome man, but I just want to give one shout out to the chubby pit crew member, because we have never had a pit crew member like this, and to see him on there was wonderful. I have started since following him. He also does drag and is a beautiful drag queen. So maybe we'll see him on Canada Drag Race Season 2 as a contestant and not on the pit crew. But I was very happy to see him. Shout out to him, and I hope we get to see more of him, that it wasn't just a one-time thing. Oh my God, excuse me. Because as much as I love, the abs and the chiseled men and the beautiful faces, this guy was a pleasure to see. It made me very, very happy. It kind of reminded me of when Sean Morales came on, because he's kind of a hairy, dirty guy, and he's short, but has a good body still. So it worked, but it was a very different type of person than you usually have on there, like we have now, which is the very clean-shaven, torsoed men. So I loved seeing him, and I hope we get to see him again. Toast to you. If I had your name in my hands right now, I would say it, but I don't. But you can go find him online. I started following him on Instagram. So I was excited for that. We're doing a match game, or not a match game, a memory game, which they have done on US Drag Race a few times. And the pit crew has to pull down their pants to reveal the color of their underwear, and the queens have to match them up. Whoever matches them all in the quickest amount of time or with the least mistakes, I'm not sure which way it went, is the winner. And these men are beautiful. They really are, and they are packing some meat. I gotta say that right off the bat. There was a lot going on down there. I don't know if they're padded. I don't know if they're wearing the special underwear that pulls their junk up, but it was there, and we all saw it. We did not get to see the erect person penis this time, like we did, I think, on episode 1. It was just right there, and they zoomed in on it. But we did get all of the joy of seeing this happen. The winner of this challenge was Jimbo. Whoa! Jimbo has the memory of the gods, because he was not losing out on this one. He got a prize that was a hotel stay and culinary experience from Hilton. I think we're going to see a lot of those, because Hilton is a major sponsor of this, apparently. I don't know. It was in Toronto. Like, big deal. I'm in Toronto right now is what he should have said. But 3 of the pit crew members come back in, and they are carrying bins, aka garbage cans, of trash. But not real trash. It is recyclable trash, and one is paper, one is plastic, and one is metal. The queens had to pair up into groups of 3, and they really just all grabbed the people next to them. So I think it's just kind of how they were lined up on purpose, and they had to make a cohesive collection out of these materials. But the trick is Jimbo, who won the mini challenge, gets to assign them. So he picked paper for his group, which was it was Jimbo, Tainami, and Alona. And then he assigned group 2 the plastic. Yes. So I don't know what order they went in. So I'm just going to go paper, plastic, metal. Plastic was Rita Baga, Kiara, and Lemon. And then the final group was metal, and that was Boa. Oh no, because Lemon was in metal. Kiara, oh, and Scarlet Bobo, she was in plastic. I have no notes. I didn't take any notes. I'm just doing this all from memory, everyone. The metal group was Lemon, Priyanka, and Boa. So those are our 3 groups. They get to come up with names, and their names are, I did write these down, so I lied, I did take notes. Let me get their names. The paper house is Maison Pepe. We find these out on the runway with Stacey. She's giving them a modeling lesson as well. The plastic, which is Scarlet Bobo, Kiara, and Rita Baga, are Les Maison Baraga. I don't know what that means. I think it's a combination of their names, they said, but I couldn't figure out the names of them. I mean, the B-O obviously is Bobo. R-A is not Rita Baga, but I think, oh no, R-A is Kiara. It's the R-A in Kiara, and the G-A at the end is Rita Baga, G-A. That's where it came from. So they are Les Maison Baraga. And finally, the metal girls, which are Lemon, Boa, and Priyanka, are the House of Rust. So they get their modeling lesson with Stacey McKenzie, which went really well. Some of them really, really did well with their walking. And I think this is a great thing. And I don't know why they've never done it on the United States, or if they have, I don't remember it, but they should, because the model walk on the catwalk is imperative, because it happens every week. Pardon me as I take a sip. But we go back, and so they're in the workroom making their outfits, and not a lot happens, I'm gonna tell you. They're all kind of doing their own thing. The plastic girls are using tarps as kind of their base, which is smart because it's basically fabric. It's not easy to work with, but it is basically fabric. They are transforming it to make it not look like tarp. And when I say that, I mean they're making it not blue. It's not going to be a blue tarp. That's all. The paper girls have a little bit of a weird thing happened. Alona and oh my god, I'm blanking on her name. Alona and Tainami kind of wanted to do their own thing and do what I thought Alona was saying was Sherbert Showgirls, and I was like, maybe it's a Canadian thing and I don't know what it is. But then I turned on the subtitles and she was saying stripper. So I think there was a little bit of a speech impediment. I'm not dissing her for that at all. I think it has to do with her little snaggletooth. But yeah, I think I just couldn't understand her. And now I'm wondering if I need to put on subtitles every episode because I might be missing something. I usually just think it's a Canadian thing that I don't understand or don't know, but maybe I am wrong. I don't know. So they're not doing Sherbert Showgirls. They are doing stripper showgirls. But then they look over at Jimbo's design, and Jimbo is not doing that at all. Jimbo is making himself a full gown into a queen, like a royal queen. And so the other girls decide that they will switch up their outfits because they didn't have anything planned so far. And they are going to do recycled royalty or something like that. It was very cute, actually. And they're going to be knights. The knights that support the queen. So I thought that was a really, really good idea. The Lemon Girls obviously had the Lemon Girls. Lemon's team, the Metal Girls, have the worst luck with the draw because metal is not easy to work with. It could be really cool, but it's also very not, it's not, most of it's not pliable. And we'll talk about that when the runway happens. So I think they had the toughest challenge, and I think they did okay with it. I don't think they did great, but I think they did okay. Our guest host for the week is Canadian fashion designer Bedell, who I've never heard of, but that is not a surprise. I'm not a fashion person or a Canadian person. But he did look familiar to me, and I enjoyed him as the guest host as well. I thought he did a good job. He seemed to be having fun, and I really, really liked it. But let's get to this runway. If I can pull up pictures. I can. So let me share my screen with you all. And this is just a photo that I made, so it's just nothing. It's just all of their outfits. So we have the plastic girls, the metal girls, and the paper girls. This is the order that they went on the runway. And we start off with La Maison Pepe, and they are doing the plastic, as I have said. I'm going to zoom in a little for you. Scarlet Bobo, Kiara, and Rita Baga. I think their outfits are cohesive enough. They're all kind of similar, where they're all different but very similar, and I think it's the plastic netting is what really ties them together. So I thought they did a really good job with this. Especially, we'll get to when I talk to them. So Scarlet Bobo, I think this is cute. I think she did a good job. I wish it wasn't strapped around her. Like, I think she cut the plastic too small, so she just kind of bound it together with some like zip ties, which is totally fair because they are plastic. But I wish it just, the tarp fabric that she used just went all the way around her completely, because it was showing her body, and I thought that threw it off. But I think it's actually a really cute look. It's very graffitied, which is kind of the whole theme of it. I like that she has the shoulder pieces of the plastic and a headpiece made of it as well. She did right with the short hair on it to accent that as well. So I think she did a good job. When she first walked out, I was like, oh, this is a mess. But then the more I looked at it, the more I liked it. She got on our Instagram poll just a 53% toot, which I think is low for her, but I don't make people vote for who I like. I make them vote based on what they like. And that's what they gave her, a 53% toot. Again, if you want to toot and boot along with us, follow me on Instagram at @sashayway and play along. It happens every week. Next is Kiara, and she is wearing this pseudo gown thing. I don't love it. This is my least favorite of the group. I think it's a little simple. I like that she made the train with the netting, and she also put the netting on her head. But the actual outfit I don't love. It's the most that looks like a tarp. She didn't do much to the tarp to disguise it. She has the body for this. She has the model body. But the fact that, you know, she doesn't ever pad with boobs or hips or anything is starting to get on my nerves. I know that is a thing queens like to do now, especially younger queens. And when you have a body like this, you kind of want to show it off and be the model. But it's not my favorite. It's my least favorite look of this group. On Instagram, she got a 57% toot, so people liked it more than I did, and that's fine. But it's close to 50-50, so it's not a runaway. Next is Ms. Rita Baga, giving us, she wanted to do a club kid look, so she shaved her head so she could be bald. She said this is kind of an ode to Lee Bowery, who I am a stan for. If you don't know Lee Bowery, look her up. She is a phenomenal artist. She's no longer with us, obviously, but she was a phenomenal artist and performance artist that did just crazy, crazy things that were spectacular. But I love this netting shoulder piece that she did. The way she sculpted it is really, really stunning to me. You can't see it in this picture, but the bottom of the skirt doesn't go all the way to the floor, and I think that's a mistake. But that's the only mistake I see here. I love everything else about this look. I think she did really, really good. On Instagram, however, she got a 50% toot and a 50% boot. So people were really torn on this one. They weren't what they weren't sure if they liked it or they didn't like it, because half and half is exactly the way it went. Our next group is the Metal Girls, and that is Boa, Priyanka, and Lemon. We got three very different looks from these queens, but they are three very different queens. So let's start talking about them. Boa is first, and she is giving us baked potato realness with this. I don't know that this really counts as metal. Think about that while I take a drink. The bra is obviously metal. It's steamer strainers, and it has, I think, bottle caps all around it. So the bra is cute. The rest of this, the diaper and the train, it's those tinfoil blankets that they give you after running to keep you warm. I don't know that I would consider that metal, but I guess it was in the metal bin, so I guess they considered it metal. To me, I consider it more of a plasticky, papery fabric than anything else, but that's what it is. I think her idea was good. I don't like the diaper, obviously, it looks bad. So I wish the skirt was full. And I think Brooklyn said she wished she had a shrug or something. Yeah, I wish she had something on her shoulder. I mean, even if she just wore gloves, something up top would have been better for me, because I don't mind the metal bra thing. I think it's the best part of the outfit, so I don't mind that on its own, but it needs something else up there. Or if she did some kind of headpiece out of metal as well, just something to take it up, because it's just so bare at the top. But I don't hate it. They didn't hate it on Instagram either. She got a 73% toot, which was really high compared to what the judges thought. So good for her. We liked it here in America, apparently. I'm not sure who actually all competes in this toot and boot, because I have people that follow me that I don't know, so I don't know where they're from. But my friends that I do know seem to like it. Next is Priyanka, and she's giving us kind of this mesh cocktail dress. I did not like this at all. I thought it was messy and kind of ugly and basic. My favorite part of it is the umbrella that she stuck in her hair, but then later took out. I'm not sure why she took it out, if she just did it for the runway for the walk, but that was my favorite part of it. This dress, though, I think is really, really bad. It's really badly constructed. It does give her a nice shape, so I would do applaud her for getting a shape out of it, but the top of it is just so messy that I'm not on board with it. So I'm a Priyanka fan, but this did not do it for me. And she did get a boot on Instagram, 53%. It's close again, but I think it's because people sometimes tend to toot the people they like and not the look itself. But she did get a boot on this, and it was deserved. I thought it would be a bigger boot, but it's a boot no matter what. Next is Lemon, and she is giving us this rose gold scouring pad dress. Oh, I will say the judges raved about Priyanka's dress, which again I did not get. But they also raved about this dress for the most part. They did have a few problems with it, and that was mainly that it didn't go with the other two dresses as a cohesive look. This umbrella with her is stupid. She doesn't need to be carrying that. If you're going to do something with that umbrella, do it like Priyanka did, make a headpiece out of it, do something with, or hang some of those, the scouring pads on it, because when she walked down the runway, it was almost invisible. It was like she was holding nothing, because there's nothing on it or hanging from it or anything. So it just needed something, or it just needed to not be there. The dress is a great idea. It is very Cher. It is very Bob Mackie looking. I like the straps in it. Lemon is another one who doesn't really pad or wear boobs, and she needs to in this dress. This dress has zero shape. What they complained about the first time they had to do a challenge where they made their dresses, they said she had no shape, and she still has no shape, but they like this one more. I guess because it's an actual dress. That first look she did was just a mess of things put together. But this one, it's a dress. It's not, again, not my favorite, but probably my favorite of this group, of the of the three of them, this is probably my favorite dress that was done. But I don't love it. I don't love the Cher hair either. If you're gonna do, I mean, she did Cher all the way out. But she got a 67% toot on Instagram. I think that's fair because it is a good dress. I just wish she would shape her body more. Um, but if they're not going to complain about it, who am I? Next, our final group is Maison Pepe, Papier, I don't know, paper mache, paper. And it is Alona, Tainami, and Jimbo. I'm not gonna lie, this was my favorite group for the cohesive look because this is a cohesive look. I think it's really, really fantastic what they did. I do think Alona's is the worst. It's the messiest, but I think it's because she hung too many of the streamers on her. But I'll talk about that when I talk about her directly. But I think of all the groups, their story was clear and it made sense to me, and they used the materials well. So let's get into talking about Alona first. Alona is the pink knight. Like I said, I think she has too many of the paper streamers. That is my saying to her. I think if she took them off the either, yeah, I don't know. It's the messiest of them. I'll say that. It's the messiest look of them. I love the breastplates. Her and Tainami did the same breastplate. I think those are fantastic. I love the hoop skirts. I think the tassels on the hoop skirt are what are bothering me. When you see it on Tainomi's, they look so much better because she just hung them around the bottom rim. This one, it just looks like they're misplaced. And the ones on the shoulder, I think there's just too many. And you either needed to make it completely full or take some away or shorten them because you can't see her arms at all. It's completely covered. And then you throw them on the hat as well. The hat ones I don't mind, but I wish they kind of stood up like a mohawk almost. If she could figured out a way to do that, I think that would have been really, really cool. But I don't hate it. It's just my least favorite of the group. She got a 60% toot on Instagram. So people, the judges hated it. My people didn't mind it. And I didn't mind it either. Next is Tainami Banks. And she is giving us kind of the Wakanda version of the night. And hers is much more successful. It's much more clean. It's not as messy. And I think it's because she put the tassels at the bottom of the bottom of the skirt, she only put one of the tassels on each shoulder so you can see her arms and they look good. The breastplate again looks good. The hair is right. Her face is beautiful. Let me zoom in on her face to make sure. Yeah, her face is gorgeous in this. Yeah, I think she did a really great job. And again, the judges hated it. They said it was too much of a costume, but I don't think that at all. I think they look really, really good. Let's see what Instagram said. Yeah, 73% too. Take that, judges. This is kind of where you go into the theory of producer manipulation with the judges. I was hoping we weren't going to get it too much in Canada like we do in the United States, but it seems to be creeping in already because she got 73% toot on Instagram, and I think that's correct. Finally, we have Jimbo as the queen. And she made this out of big paper pom-poms and these cone, I don't know if they were cone cups. It wasn't what I expected to see from her when she talked about the cone cups. I thought she was going to do like the Madonna bra, but she made it into a waist belt kind of thing. This skirt is lovely. It is quintessential Jimbo, I think. The shoulder pieces look really good. They didn't like that she had white hair and white contacts and a white face. She said it was a nod to Marie Antoinette. They didn't like that she didn't paint her arms. But guess what? Marie Antoinette didn't paint her arms either. So I think they were just nitpicking at things to throw this group off. Because in my opinion, this group was the winner. I really, really thought they won. I thought they did the best job with their materials. Their story was clear. The outfits, other than Alona's, looked really, really good. Alona's didn't look bad. It was just a little sloppy and messy, but it still fit the bill. So I was a big fan. And guess what? Everyone else was too. She got 84% too, which is the top toot of the week from Instagram. Because everyone loves Jimbo as well. Let me get into the judges now. So the judges, I think that's our last picture. No, that's next week. Next week, I'm just gonna do that now because next week it's Snatch Game. I'm excited for Snatch Game. Snatch Game in Canada. I don't know if it's gonna be like Snatch Game in the United States as characters that I know, if they're gonna choose Canadian people that I've never heard of. It's kind of like in the UK version. There were some of them I had no idea who they are, but I think we're gonna get some very familiar characters, and I'm excited for it. Snatch Game. I'm excited. We will see what happens. I'm going to stop sharing my screen right now because I'm going to talk about what happened. So our winning team was Team Plastic. I thought they came in second behind Paper because I thought Paper did a better job. But I did like Plastic. And I think the only reason they let Plastic win was because they wanted to give the win to Rita Baga, whose outfit was probably the best on the runway, in my opinion. I know on Instagram she only got 50% to 50% boot, but I think her outfit was just cool. It had problems with it, but overall I think it was really, really, really cool that what she did out of the plastic material. Again, I thought Paper won, and obviously Jimbo would have won. I could even see Tainami winning because hers was so cleanly done, but Jimbo would have been the real winner. And apparently they just don't want to give Jimbo a win. But Jimbo kind of snapped back at Mr. Jeffrey Boyer Chapman, who, criticized her for not painting her arms. And she said, well, I had to make this outfit. I had to do my runway. I had to paint my face. I ran out of time. And he said, everyone gets the same amount of time. But everyone didn't do as much as Jimbo. Yeah. And so the Jeffrey Boyer Chapman, I'm going to say it right here. I am not sending hate to him. Don't interpret that. But he's kind of getting on my nerves on this show. I think he is getting a little too big for her britches, and is trying to emulate RuPaul a little too much, and it's coming off really, really bad for him. I know because I listened to his podcast, and I know that he said he doesn't listen to criticism or the hate. He just kind of ignores it, which is great. But sometimes maybe you take a lesson from it as well. If it's constructive, it can be helpful. If it's just mean, don't listen to it. I'm not being mean about it. I'm just saying some of the things you say and the way you say them come off kind of nasty, and not very nice. And the way that you're trying to emulate RuPaul and be like this sassy queen, it's not coming off as funny. It's coming off as mean. And for me, it's coming off disingenuous because I don't think that's really who he is. I think he's just trying too hard to be the sassy gay queen. That's all I'm going to say about that. But I think the judges got it wrong. Again, I think Paper won. I think Plastic was second, and I think Metal was the bottom this week. And if you didn't want to put two of those queens in the bottom, Boa obviously makes good television. They're not going to put her in. Priyanka's outfit, who I think was the worst of the week, is really good television and kind of the narrator right now. So they're not going to get rid of her. Chance getting rid of her either. They really like Lemon, who I am not a fan of. I think she's fine, but I don't think she's exceptional. I honestly thought she lost the lip sync the first week and should have went home. But that's my opinion. I don't work on the show. So maybe they're expecting big things from her. But to put Ilona and Tainami in the bottom, Tainami, who I thought had one of the best outfits on the runway, and Ilona, who I thought, again, they're group one, but there's a story that they're telling, and this is the story they're telling. So Ilona and Tainami are our bottom two queens. They're going to lip sync to Avril Lavigne's Girlfriend. When this came up, when they announced the song, I was like, oh, this song is perfect for Ilona. She had a little bit of a breakdown on the stage saying that she couldn't do it. Well, she had a breakdown backstage first. Let's talk about that. This really kind of pissed me off because I've been a big supporter of hers because I think her drag is interesting. I like that she's an Indigenous person and she gets to bring that to the runway. She was so whiny and bitchy and complaining about what she had to wear because it was garbage and she spent so much money on her looks and she doesn't get to wear them, didn't get to show them. Who cares? That's not why you're here. You know what you need to do now? You're going to be in the bottom. You need to know your song and get out there and perform it, and show us why you should stay, because you bitching and complaining just makes me not want to see you on the show anymore. And don't come for Jimbo. Jimbo was got just as many critiques as you did. So don't think that you are the only person that's in the risk of going home. There's going to be someone else in the bottom two with you. And we all knew that it was Tainami. It was coming. It's going to be her third week in the bottom, and it's hard to get past that. Yeah. But Alona has a little breakdown on the stage that she can't perform, she can't do this, and then all of a sudden they're encouraging her to, obviously. They're like, you have to, you can't let your fans down. And then she like immediately changes. It immediately went away. So I don't know if it was just complete fakeness that she was doing or what, but it would turn me off even more. However, the song comes on and she was completely right for this song. It was meant for her. She's got that little angsty young attitude about her, and so that is what this song is. And she performed the hell out of it. It was really, really impressive. When they announced the song, I thought this is perfect for Alona. She should not be worrying. It's not a song I thought that Tainami would do well, but I was wrong. Tainami did exactly what she needed to do for it. It was a good performance by her as well. I know that they can't have ties because only 3 votes come from the judges. That is of Stacey, Brooklyn, and Jeffrey Boy Chapman. The guest host apparently does not vote, which is fine. So they can't have a tie, but I thought both queens deserve to stay this week based on their looks and on this lip sync. I thought they were both really, really good. Again, this was Tainami's 3rd time, so it's hard to come back from that. She is disappointed in herself, obviously, because she didn't know what to do. And what I say is, and apparently she's one of the top queens in Canada because everyone seems to know her. Everyone was afraid of her when she came into the workroom. But being a great drag queen does not make you good at Drag Race. Drag Race is a very different beast. You have to be good at pretty much everything, and you have to be able to make good television. And that is where I think Tainami, her weak part was. She wasn't good television. She was kind of boring to watch on the screen when she wasn't lip syncing. That was the only time she shined, and so I think that was really her downfall. I worry for Alona now because she's now been in the bottom, but she also hasn't really sparked anything other than her outburst in the mini Untucked episode that we get, which just kind of turned me off. But maybe that's what the producers are looking for. They want that confrontation. They want people to be nasty and bitchy. And so maybe we're going to get more of that now from people. I don't know. Next week, like I said, is Snatch Game. I expect big things from Jimbo, obviously. I think this is hers to lose going into it. I can't think of anyone else who is going to slay at this challenge other than Jimbo. I think she's going to shine. If she fails, it might be the end of her because I don't know that they have anything left for her. I believe me, I want Jimbo to go all the way to the end. I have no delusions that she will probably not win, but I want her in the final 3 because I think her drag is exceptional. I think she is super talented, and I just want to see her on my TV screen the whole time. That's all. So next week we have Snatch Game. Hopefully I will be joined by Roger because we usually do Snatch Game together. And so hopefully he will be here to join me, and we can talk about Snatch Game next week. Thank you all for watching / listening, whichever way you are enjoying this content, and I will talk to you again next week. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Sashay Away with Barry, and you can be part of the Toot and Boot sessions, which happen after usually the night of the challenge, night of the episode, or the next morning. Either way, you can get to it there. It is on my Insta story the night of the episodes or the next morning, and you can toot and boot along with us. And it will be mentioned on the recap next week when we see the scores. You can follow me on, oh, go to my website. I'm not going to say follow, because you can find all of my social medias on my website, which is sashayawaywithberry.com. Be sure to like this video down in the corner. Just hit that like button, and that makes it easier for other people to find it. If you're doing links, listening to this podcast, do the same. Like it, share it. If you're on Apple Podcasts, you can rate it. Give me 5 stars, and that boosts me up in the rankings of who is a podcast that they can find. When they search for RuPaul's podcasts, it puts me higher up on the list. So do that, rate it, review it, do whatever you want. If you want to leave comments here on YouTube, feel free. I read all the comments, I respond to them if they are not super negative. If they're a little negative, I'll talk to you because I'm happy to explain myself if you have questions. Tell me who you're rooting for. Tell me if you disagree with me on any of this, or tell me if you agree. I'm always listening, so feel free to do that. You can share this video with all your friends, make it easy for them to find by posting it. Post it in your Facebook feed, post it in your Instagram, wherever you want to post it. Just let people know so they can get it as well. Thank you all. I will be back next week. Bye-bye.